Hi, this is Kelly. Welcome to my channel. Today we are making a beautiful black and purple Moody spiderweb wreath. And we're starting with a 14-inch wreath frame and some black pipe cleaners. And first we're going to take one and put it in the center of the crossbar. And then we're going to put 3 in each section. One goes in the inside around the inner 2 rings. Give that a couple nice tight twists. And then we'll have 2 go on the outside opposite of the one in the center there. And this, I think I got this wreath form from Amazon. I have trouble finding 14-inch in my Dollar Tree for some reason, but you can use the one from Dollar Tree if you can find them. And then we get to the next crossbar and do the same thing. So we're going to put 1 in the center of each crossbar and 3 in each section. Easy peasy. So I'm about halfway around here, and we just finish like that. And I got this black mesh at Hobby Lobby, and now you can use the mesh from Dollar Tree, but I wouldn't say it's all that cost effective because you'd have to buy so much of it, and the prices have gone up. So, and I used about 2.5 rolls, and these are 10-yard rolls from Hobby Lobby. And I'm measuring this out at 18 inches, and we're going to take the rotary cutter and cut in between the lines. It looks like you're going crooked, but you're not. Once you pull it out straight, you see that it's actually cut straight across. So yeah, if you go straight through the grid there in the mesh, it'll come out straight, and you'll have less trouble with fraying. And we're going to do the cruffle method, which all the edges are rolled inside itself, so that does help as well. So we're going to lay this out, put down my rotary color as some weight so it's not rolling up on me. We're going to fold the end up about 1 inch, and I like to get my fingers all the way across it and hold it down, fold it again, and then roll it 1, 2, 3 times. And then we clip it, flip it over, and do the same with the other end. Fold it over, fold it again, and then 3 more times. So it's basically five rolls. And then we're going to hold on to where it's rolled and use our fingers, and we're going to pinch and pull, pinch and pull, pinch and pull. Now you've seen people making wreaths that just take their fingers and just grab it all up all in one way. I can't do that. I can't do that. It'll just go flying into a pile. So I do it a little more methodically, I guess. Plus, I think it shows better to someone who's never done it. You could see what's going on a lot better if you just do it a pinch and fold at a time. Pinch and pull one at a time. So here we're doing another one. We roll it up 5 times total, and we clip it. And almost this entire wreath is in black mesh. That's why you need so much. So I know 25 yards of it. The purple is just going to be an accent color. So here we do it again. We pinch and pull, pinch, pull. And try to keep it straight. It's not going to stay completely straight. But here I kind of was messing with it there because it wanted to get all wonky. There, see, it wants to go side to side. And you just take your time. And then we clip it, and we've got another cruffle. So now there's a piece of the purple. And I was telling you that's an accent color. The purple goes on the bottom of each crossbar. And that's it. The rest is all black mesh. So the purple goes down, and then the black over top of it and kind of crisscross it so it makes like a round flower looking shape. Get those two on there and give that a couple of nice tight twists. And don't cut off your pipe cleaners yet. We're not putting ribbon bundles on this, but we're putting some glitter mesh that came from Dollar Tree. It's Tulle with glittery spider webs on it. So it's only on the crossbars where we use the purple. So we don't use much purple. That was a roll from Dollar Tree, and I only used one. I didn't even use the entire roll. So here's a little bit easier way to get these on here. You put the bottom one down and then give it like a half a twist. So you see the pipe cleaners are going in the same direction as the mesh. And then we crisscross the other one on top. You don't want to twist it 2-3 times because then it gets bulky and it's sticking up. But if you give it kind of a half a twist, nice and tight, then you can just do one at a time instead of fighting with two of them trying to hold on to them. And I find that easier than doing both of them on, all in the same action. So I'll show you again. Put the bottom one between your pipe cleaner. And we're going to pull it nice and tight and just give it a half twist. Just like that. Then we put the other piece down, go in the opposite direction. And twist it nice and tight. Very pretty. So here we're going to do it one more time for you. I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm getting close to my 3,000 sub goal. I'm at like 1950 subscribers now, something like that. And I really appreciate all of you that come and watch and comment and share. I really appreciate it. I enjoy doing this so much. And don't be afraid to shove the mesh you've already attached out of your way and get under there, because you have to, especially once it starts getting full. And now we're back at the next crossbar. And we put the purple on the bottom. And a half twist. And this does take a little bit of time, but I find it therapeutic. I love doing cruffles. I don't know what it is, but I love doing them. And we attach the back on top. And give it 2 or 3 nice tight twists. So here I'm almost halfway through in this picture here, and you just see that the purple accents are just showing here and there. And when we get it all in there, we'll pull the purple up towards the front so you can see it a little better. There you go. Now I've got it all filled in. The base is all done, and I pull the purple up towards the center so you can see the purple. Looks almost blue on here. So here's the sparkle mesh. That came from Dollar Tree last year. I haven't seen it in my store yet this year. I don't know if they're going to have it again, but it's really pretty. And I used purple and silver, but they had gold and like a coppery color, and luckily I bought several rolls last year. So, and we're going to cruffle this as well, and this is a lot easier to do. And I just do this 4 or 5 times on each side. And it's actually easier to manage than the mesh. You're like, we're going to cruffle Tulle? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then we're just going to pinch and pull until it comes all together. And there you have it. And we got a little cruffle. And this is also the same width as that. It's the 5.5 or 6 inch wide mesh This is the same width. And here's the silver. And oh, we're measuring this at 12 inches. We're not doing 18 inches. It's not necessary. It would just be too much. You would just be wasting it, because it would all be, it'd be a little too, it would lay too loose, I guess. And we just do the exact same thing. Just roll it 4 or 5 times on each end and scrunch it all together. Pinch and pull. I'm going to grab my wreath, and I put 2, see, I've already got 2 on there. I put 2 in each section, in between each purple piece. And I'm kind of alternating inside, outside. The first one, the purple was outside and the silver inside. Now I'm going to put the silver outside and then the purple inside. And this is just so pretty. This tool is so pretty. I'm going to put another piece on here. And all we're doing is putting it over top of the mesh, right in the pipe cleaners that are already there. And we just push that down and give it another couple of tight twists. And you're good to go. So yeah, we're not doing ribbon bundles on this one. We're just doing the glitter mesh, or whatever they called it. And then we twist it 4 or 5 more times and clip it off. And we just, to about 1 inch, and we just bend it down into the wreath where you can't see it. And of course, black pipe cleaners, all black mesh, you're not going to see it. And of course, the pipe cleaners that we don't add the tool, you just do the same thing. Twist it 5 or 6 times, snip it off at about 1 inch, tuck it down into your wreath. Look how pretty that is. So I'm about halfway done putting the glitter mesh on. I'm just going to continue doing the same. And you want to push that down really well. Make sure you actually push it down in there, because you don't want it sitting up on top, you know. It'll look goofy if it's not, you know, down into the mesh a little bit. And that just gives a nice sparkly accent. So now we're going to make a bow. And what I'm doing, I'm actually making 2 separate bows and combining them into one. So this first part where I'm layering the 2 ribbons, if you find that a little too daunting, just skip ahead and just make the second part and use that as your bow. Add a couple extra loops or whatever you want to do. But this sparkly web ribbon is just so pretty. I thought I would layer it over top of the purple, which is quite sheer, but the purple does have wire in it. So I thought, well, let's see what happens. It turned out really pretty, but it is a pain in the butt. So, and basically I put it in my bow maker, and you want to twist it so that the pretty side's down, because when we loop it up, the pretty side's on top again. So basically, you do the same thing as a regular bow. It's just it takes a lot of fumbling and holding on to it and getting everything in position. And you see, I get it up in position and lay it on top and just taking my time. And then we figure out where we want our loop, and we want to pinch it where the center is and put that down in between the dowel rods on the bow maker. Yeah, I wasn't going to pay $30 for a bow dabber. I think they're like $30. I was like, are you kidding me? So I think this one cost me $2. My husband drilled holes in it for me, some dowel rods and some glue. You got a bow maker. So we do the same thing on this side. We twist it so the pretty side's down. Get the 2 ribbons halfway put together with each other. Come over the top. And it's patience more than anything. But again, you don't have to fool with this. You can use whatever ribbon you want. Just use a wired ribbon and just make a regular bow and not worry about all this. But I just really liked how the look of it, so I thought it was worth it to me. So I went ahead and trudged through, but it did take some time to get it done. So I'm constantly adjusting it and fixing it. So now we're going to twist it again. We do 4 loops total. You see, we hold on to it in the center and twist it. both of these ribbons came from Michael's. I had this left over from last year, and this really pretty webby purple ribbon that I use in the second part of the bow, that came from Dollar Tree this year, so you might be able to find it in your store. It's really pretty, and it would certainly be a really nice standalone bow. You don't need to do all this, and then you can just use 2 different ribbons without layering, doing the double ribbon. But yeah, I thought it would be easier to do it in 2 pieces and then put them together. And this is my last loop here. And I didn't cut a whole lot out of here, so you can see it does take a few minutes to get it going. But basically, it's more patience and taking your time. And just, you know, again, if you don't want to fool with this, don't. You know. So we make our last loop, pinch it, put it in the center, and then we're just going to cut the tails off there. So here we have it. I've got a zip tie, and again, I always forget the twine under the rag bow. Put it under there first, it's easier. Anyway, we're going to get the zip tie in the center, and we're going to get it started, but we're not going to tighten it all the way down. We just want to make sure that bow's not going to come apart while we pull it out of the bow maker. So get it tight enough where it's holding onto it, but where you can still move it around and adjust it and all that good stuff. Because if you're not in the center, you might have to move it over, for instance, and you want to turn it to the back so you don't have that big I don't know what you call it, the clip, or the end that you put the, you know what I mean. I don't know what you would call it. So we're turning that around to the back, and we're just gonna fluff a little bit, make sure our 2 ribbons are gonna kind of stay together. It looks pretty good. And then and of course we cinch it tight before we clip it off. And that is the bottom half of our bow. And then we're going to start fresh with this pretty purple. It's got like a webbing. It's really pretty. And this came from Dollar Tree this year. And I think they had an orange too, but yeah, I thought this purple was so pretty. So we lay that in our bow maker and we go ahead and twist it. Bring it across. Let me move my junk out of the way. Bring it across the top. And we pinch where it's going to go in the center. And we want these loops to be a little bit smaller, or they don't even have to be smaller as long as they're no bigger. This is going to go on top of the other. You don't want the loops bigger in the front. You can gradually make them smaller or make them all the same size. That's a matter of preference, really. I think I basically make all of these the same size. So we bring it across while we twist it again. And twist it again. And you make as many loops as you like. I have to do 4 on each bow, and that gives me 8 total. But if you're just using the one type of ribbon, you can do as many as you want. 6 would be perfect. And I didn't really measure anything. I make all my loops about the same, just using the length of the bow maker there. I just kind of do my loop where that ends. And then we twist again. And just like the first bow, we're doing 4 loops total. You spend more time untwisting the ribbon than making the bow, right? We're gonna pinch it one more time. We're gonna cut off our tail. But yeah, this Dollar Tree ribbon, it's pretty flimsy. It's got wire in it and it's coated with that plastic, but the ribbon itself is kind of flimsy, so you got to take your time getting it pinched together. And your best bet would be to get a better quality ribbon and just use one ribbon for this if you're not experienced in making bows. But if you're just practicing, you want to play around with it, you know, well, yeah, it's cheaper to get Dollar Tree ribbon usually, but the prices have gone up, so maybe it's not all that cost effective anymore. It depends. So the same as before, we put a zip tie in the center, and we don't want to cinch it all the way down till we know it's centered and all that, and bring it around to the back and clip that off. So see, it's kind of scrawny, which is 4 if you were using it by itself. So I would recommend doing 6 would be plenty. I'm just going to fluff it out a little bit. It is so pretty. It really is. That purple webbing is just really nice. So we're going to lay this ribbon on top of this bow on top of the other. And we're going to zip tie the 2 together. And if you want, you can cinch it with a pipe cleaner, and then just loosen the pipe cleaner, add the other, however you're comfortable doing it. But we're gonna zip tie the 2 together, and I used pretty small zip ties so it didn't get terribly bulky. And then run a pipe cleaner through underneath the zip tie before you tighten it all the way down. Then that's how you attach it to the wreath. And here's what we have. Give it a nice little fluff here. It really turned out pretty. And I dovetailed the ends. Sorry about that. I didn't record that portion. So basically, we're just going to find some space between the mesh and get down to our wreath form and run those pipe cleaners through there. And I do my bow off center on this one. You can do it straight up at the top, or you can do it off centered and kind of turn to the side. So I did this one a little off centered. That's why I have some short tails. You can do it in the center and have the tails longer and kind of hanging down, and you can arrange them however you like. So before we tighten that all the way down, we're gonna adjust it, make sure it's in the right place, and then we come back and tighten it to the back. Give it 2 or 3 good twists, come back, check it again, and then we're gonna come back just like on the front. We're going to twist it a few more times so we can clip it off, and then we just tuck it up into our wreath and it disappears. Oh, I can't find my snips. There we go. I think I need a new pair. I think they're getting dull on me. And this wreath is done. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. If you've already subscribed, thank you again. If not, please consider doing so. I really love to produce this content. I have so much fun doing it. Everybody's been so wonderful in the comments. And if you guys will just keep on liking and sharing, I would really appreciate it. And I also I didn't attach it. I just stuck it on there to show you. I don't think it's necessary, but I thought the purple sparkly spider would be really cute. So that's a matter of preference. Well, I hope you come back and see me again. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and all the things. See you next time. Bye.